Since the turn of the century, public high schools have been an important part of life in Missoula County. The first high school was built in 1909 and is now called Hellgate. 50 years later, the new Sentinel High School met Missoula's growing need for classrooms. Soon to follow was Seeley Swan in 1965. And Missoula added a fourth public high school in 1980, Big Sky. Today, we're building on a 100-year tradition of excellence.
One of the things we've noticed is that people spend time in high school and then they graduate, and high school sort of gets frozen in time in people's minds to wherever it was when they graduated from high school. And their good or bad experiences also become what they consider to be the norm. And it's difficult sometimes to break through that kind of thinking. And what we were trying to do is challenge people to come back and have a look. Schools have changed, kids have changed, and come share with us all the positive aspects of those changes, because there are many positive aspects.
Our county high schools serve students from Ovando to Lolo. The bus run from 9 Mile Prairie begins at 7 a.m. for the hour-long trip to town.
And then I service several students in the 9 Mile Prairie area, then going southwest from there on through the Potomac Valley, the Blackfoot Canyon, and the last pickup that I have is at Bonner. And then we go on into Missoula from there.
Maintaining standards of academic excellence is a primary responsibility of Missoula's public schools. Our high school students score above state and national averages on SAT and ACT standardized tests. The dropout rate for Missoula high school students is among the lowest in the nation, at 4%. 65% of our students go on to college, compared to the national average of 50%. Our high school graduating seniors received more than $4 million in scholarships, awards, and financial aid.
High school really influenced me to continue on to go to college, and I was very prepared when I attended the University of Montana.
I think if you look at any testing measure, ACTs, SATs, whatever you want to look at, students from Big Sky perform very well. And in the more subjective areas, they perform very well too. We have students who are winning poetry contests, writing contests, science contests, athletic contests.
There is a really good variety of classes here. When I came in here, there's a lot of classes that I've never heard of, and I got into a lot of those classes, and I ended up really liking them and liking that field, and I've considered going into those fields when I get out of school, and it really broadens your horizon.
Angle. Suppose it were, say, 33 degrees.
An integrated math and science class gives students an opportunity for hands-on learning.
The Sims class is an integrated mathematics and science class, and it has a lot of applications, and mostly in mathematics, but also intertwined with mathematics, things like biology, some physics, some optics. We've been doing a unit in trigonometry, and today the kids have been using hypsometers outdoors, and that gives them a practical application for the mathematics contained in trigonometry, and they can see the result right on the spot.
Big Sky High School has a new schedule that allows longer classes and more time to study in depth.
And so now in our science, we have totally changed. We still teach the core concepts of the geology, earth, bio, and chemistry, but we now integrate it. And it is now community-based, it's issue-oriented, and getting back to your question then, are the students, how are they receiving this? With incredible increased interest. The community now comes into us. We go out into the community with the businesses, the organizations. We can do authentic studies We can look at aquifers, we can look at air quality, we can look at landfills, sewage treatment. We can do all of this now, when before they had to get it via a spreadsheet, in a textbook, something like that, and now the students are into it. So they're signing up for more of our advanced classes of pure interest. They are succeeding. There's certainly less dropout rate.
Advances in computers and other technology have provided a challenge: how to prepare students for a world in which computer skills are critical. The challenge is being addressed by the Technology Committee.
We're trying to get the technology that's in the schools aligned with the curriculum so that all the schools, elementary through high school, have got the equipment that they need to run the curriculum and use the technology that's available.
Today's students carry on Missoula's tradition of excellence in a variety of ways.
Mr. Cusker had the idea for the project. Every day he drives to Sentinel from his home out of Big Flat, and he goes past Reserve Street and Mullen Road intersection. And by there's a large stand of dead cottonwood trees, and he was wondering why those trees had died, and he asked me that question, and we thought that'd be a good idea for a project, so that's what I did. There is indeed a drought going on, and there has been for about 15 years. I found that using streamflow data from the U.S. Geological Survey.
I was studying carbon monoxide levels in the Missoula air, and basically what I did was I took data from the EPA and I put it into different kinds of graphs to look at patterns.
Basically, we're able to do anything that the firefighters want to do, or the firefighters can do, except go into a structure. It was something to do for my community. I just felt I needed to do something. My father's a firefighter, and about 6 months after he joined, it kind of got me wanting to go. And then they started the cadet program, and that was my foot in to do what I wanted to do for the community.
Everyone here at Hellgate actually takes pride in their school. I think most people that are here actually like Hellgate, and they enjoy the people here and the faculty here.
It's comfortable. You're not always uptight about what other people are thinking about you. You can just be who you are.
And there's so much pride at Hellgate High School. It's unbelievable.
Some teachers at this school are dedicated beyond all reason. I don't understand what drives them to keep going, but we just have some incredible teachers and staff at this school. And they are just the heart and soul of this institution, and that's the end of it.
One of the things I also remember when I went into teaching was that we were reminded that we weren't, like for myself, I'm not teaching physics, I'm teaching students. And when you realize it's an interpersonal thing, one of the benefits of teaching people is that you learn from them too.
A teacher will take time out of his day to come and talk to you and ask you how you're doing and say hi to you in the hall, and there's a close relationship between the teachers and the students, I think, which is important.
And I guess it's the people, and the teachers are always here for you. You can go in before school, after school, at lunch. You can go in during the study hall if they have a study hall. They're always willing to sit down and say, yeah, I'll explain this to you.
They even know your names, and I mean, it's kind of surprising because they've got like 100 students, and they remember your name and what you're doing in your project, so I think they care.
The administration and the faculty are a big part of why Hellgate works.
We had some excellent teachers. People genuinely cared about you too. I mean, that was certainly an advantage there. I mean, they're concerned about your life as well as your academics. I mean, I felt that.
I'd walk out of a class, fired up about certain things, and I always expected that to happen in college, but not in high school.
Like I said, I would love to take some classes from these faculty. I think people are cared for here because they're cared about in a very sincere way.
You get a lot of feedback from the students later on and the parents later on. It's not right when they're graduating. The good feedback a lot of times comes 5, 10, 15 years later on how well they were prepared and how well they're doing out in life.
When I was in high school, I was encouraged to take a lot of different classes, and so when I came to college, I was excited to go to a liberal arts school and take a drama course and take an art class and take a math class. And so I think one of the things that high school prepared for me was that Big Sky offered many, many different options, different types of classes, different opportunities. And so when I went to college, I was excited for even the more opportunities that were available there, but I was also ready for them.
I was the first one to graduate in either one of my families from college, and certainly that would never have happened without a good base in high school. I mean,
I was just a naive little 18-year-old boy when I went in the Army, and a year and a half later I was commissioned as a lieutenant, and it was just based on a high school education in Missoula, Montana. 2 years from that I was a captain in the Army, at 20 years old.
Again, I think the educational background I had was stellar. I mean, I had absolutely no complaints. I went on later to go to law school on the East Coast and competed heads up with those folks out there, so I was certainly well prepared. If it was from Hellgate or from undergrad school at the University of Montana, either way, they prepped me plenty well for what I went on to do, absolutely.
After nearly 100 years of preparing each new generation for life, the people of Missoula County look forward to continued achievement into the 21st century.
in what's going